What's up, party people? I had a vasectomy about a year ago. I just kind of wanted to talk about like how it went, the steps, the results. But first, I'll just talk about why I got a vasectomy. Not all women are on birth control. Do like to have sex. Even if they are on birth control, it might not work, or they might be lying that they're on birth control. I just don't want to have any unplanned kids anytime soon. Of course, you still got to worry about STDs, so condoms still a good idea in certain situations, of course. But yeah, I don't plan on having kids anytime soon. But the thing about vasectomy, especially because female birth control that has a lot of negative side effects. And the vasectomy is just a one-time thing. Plus, it's like 95% reversible. That would be probably maybe even more unpleasant than the vasectomy itself. But yeah, they also, if you don't want to get it reversed, they can actually, even if you try and fail, or if you don't want to get it reversed, they can actually extract sperm directly from the testicles, which sounds unpleasant. But if you really want to have a kid, I think it'd be totally worth it. And yeah, I mean, I think if they do the extraction, I think the embryo or whatever has to be in vitro. So that is maybe not as good as just natural for some people. But a lot of people do IVF anyway. So, okay. Yeah, mine wasn't that bad, but I'll get to that. The doctor said it went well. But basically, what I had to do, and I did look into sperm banking. You can store your sperm, but the fees were a little bit high for what I wanted to pay when there are other options. But anyway, I called my primary care doctor's office. They got me a referral to a urology clinic. I had my first appointment. I went in. I laid down. They inspected my balls and shit. Male doctor, whatever. They asked me some questions. Not a lot of questions. I think they asked if I was married, which I'm not. So that there wasn't like any extra paperwork. I think you have to do some kind of paperwork if you're married with your wife, but that didn't apply to me. So had my first appointment. It didn't cost me anything. The whole thing didn't cost me anything. My insurance covered it. Hell yeah, thank you, Massachusetts. But I did have to pay $150 or so out of pocket for the test, and that was, even though you don't have to do the test to see if it worked, which is done 3 or 4 months after the vasectomy. But yeah, so you have to pay. I had to pay for that, which I did use 3 or 4 months after, and the vasectomy was successful. Hell yeah. But and yeah, basically you can't. There still might be sperm left until you ejaculate like 10 times or something, 10 or 20 times, and then it's like totally all gone. But there is a chance within the first few months that it could reconnect itself. But after 3 or 4 months, the risk is extremely low if it hasn't already happened. So anyway, I had to wait like a month for that first appointment, and then it was like 6 or 8 weeks after that when I went in for the actual procedure. I got a supportive jock strap. I do recommend that to like support after the procedure. So I went in, they didn't put me under. They did offer to do nitrous oxide anesthesia, which sounded pleasant, but I didn't feel like chipping out the extra like $200 for that or whatever. A lot cheaper if you do it at home, but that's another subject. So I went in, a doctor, the surgeon, I guess, the urologist came in. He had a assistant. They laid me back. I didn't look. I don't want to look at this stuff. He gave me 3 pricks of Novocaine around where they cut. It's a very small slit these days, but yeah, he gave me the pricks of Novocaine. They worked pretty well, thankfully. So they're laying back. They have some kind of like apparatus that like holds everything in place. They kind of like put it on you, and the nurses, they're holding it. Now I didn't really feel anything. I could feel things moving around a little bit, like yeah, and on the other parts of my sack where they didn't do it, but I didn't look. The whole thing took about 10 minutes. I talked to the urologist the whole time. I was showing him crypto. I was showing him the Highest of Stakes movie, the movie about hex crypto. So basically just talked about crypto the whole time. 10 minutes later, yep, you're all set. That went well. Hell yeah. And then I left. That was it. I did have some pain. You know, you have like, I think they put little metal like clips on the end where they cut on each end, and those kind of like bang around. Now I'm used to it. It's not unpleasant at all. But for the first week, maybe 2 weeks, I mean, I was fine. I could walk around, I could do stuff, but it's just a little extra sensitive. Felt like something was like rattling around and they're banging my balls. But yeah, uh, I'm happy I did it. You know, maybe someday someone I want to have kids, but I'm 34. I don't think I would want to have kids until my mid 40s, realistically. Maybe even like 50, 55 would be ideal. My dad was like 55 when I was born, so yeah, it worked out. No, I was 57. Damn. Especially, you know, these days when abortions are like harder to get, or maybe someday even totally illegal in this country, which I hope not. But having a vasectomy makes you a high value man. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Peace.